Hello, my friends. Today is a very special day for you. Today marks the beginning of your journey into your mind. You will look back on this day, and this video in particular, and you will know that this was the very beginning of when you begin to unlock the unlimited power and potential that lies dormant within your mind. Do you have some habit patterns that you wish to change in your life, or things, situations you would like to improve? Then it begins by understanding where our habits and beliefs come from. So here it is, my friends. This is the starting point. From here out, we are going to begin to learn to harness the unimaginable power of the mind. So, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, like the video, and then sit back and prepare to absorb this information as we go on a journey into the subconscious mind. Now, let us be clear. It is the mind that determines everything in life. It is the mind that determines our beliefs. It is then our beliefs that determine our feelings. It is our feelings that then determine our actions, and our actions are what determine our circumstances. And so in this way, the mind is the root of everything we experience. And once you understand how this relationship works, changing habit patterns is nothing. That's incredibly easy. And you will see exactly how to do all of this in the upcoming videos. But for now, we're going to focus on the mind and how to change and improve behavior patterns. Now, this is a massive subject. There's so much to know on it, it can be overwhelming. And in fact, it has taken me my entire life to understand this. So what I am going to do here with these videos is I'm going to take all of that experience and all of that information and knowledge and practices and all of that. I'm then going to extract the essence from that and then package it up and deliver it to you, my friends, so that you may then absorb that, put it into practice in your life, and so then you may step in to your true power as a human being and begin to actualize your full potential as the creator of your reality. So here it is. You have within you, within what we call the mind, really two minds. The conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is the one that thinks. It's the one that analyzes, the one that solves problems. How do I get around this obstacle? Or how do I formulate a plan to accomplish this and that goal? This is the conscious mind. It's the conscious mind that it's the voice in the head. The conscious mind is the commentator that is commentating on your day-to-day activities. This is all what we call the conscious mind. It's the vast majority of your waking experience. You're experiencing the conscious mind. So the conscious mind is the one that thinks. The subconscious is the one that acts. It is the mind of action. And it is the subconscious that in fact dominates your life. It is said that 95% of your life is determined by the subconscious mind. How does it do that? Let us examine. It is the subconscious mind that, as you're driving along in your vehicle and a kid runs in front of your car, you puts on the brakes immediately. You don't have to think about it, because it's the mind of action. It's the subconscious mind that, as you're sitting at a baseball game in the bleachers talking to your friend, and you see out of the corner of your eye a baseball coming at you, and you immediately duck, and thereby missing the danger. That's the subconscious mind, also called our reptilian brain. Yeah? It's also the subconscious mind that regulates your heartbeat, that circulates your blood, and that oversees the digestion of food. This is all the subconscious mind. But it is also under the rule of the subconscious mind, your beliefs. And this is really how it dominates 95% of our lives. By dominating and formulating our beliefs. Because remember, from thoughts come beliefs, from beliefs come feelings or emotions, from feelings come action, and it's from actions that determine the circumstances of our lives. Now, these two aspects of the mind, the conscious and the subconscious, they operate in different rooms, you could say, and for good reason. If you had to consciously regulate your heartbeat, you'd be in trouble. If you had to consciously oversee the digestion of your food and the circulation of your blood, you'd be in big trouble. If when you were driving down the road in your car and a kid ran in front, if you had to consciously think, oh, I'm in a 5,000-pound hunk of iron, the kid's 100 pounds made of flesh, if we collide, this is not going to end very well, so I better put on the it's all over. No, you just put on the brake. You don't have to think about it. All of this is the subconscious mind at work. This is because the subconscious mind always overrides the conscious mind. And again, for good reason, so that you don't begin thinking something bizarre and therefore influence your heartbeat, or therefore thinking something bizarre and therefore influencing your digestion or blood circulation. So it's for good reason these are in separate rooms. So, although they operate in separate rooms, they are still on the same team. They're in the same organization. What I mean by that is that it is the conscious mind that handles the task at hand, solves the equation, figures it out, how to do it. But then, after a while, it then hands it off to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind then takes it and makes it a habit. It says, okay, we got it. We got it from here. We're going to free you up, the conscious mind, we're going to free you up to solve other problems. We'll take care of this. For example, the first time you were riding a bike, or the first 10 times or 100 times, however many times, you were riding the bike, shaking, and you could barely balance. Oh, Dad, don't let go. Because you were consciously having to do the task. You were consciously having to learn and solve and make it all happen consciously. But after you did it enough times, then the subconscious said, okay, I get it. It took over. And now you can just hop on a bike, pedaling as you're talking to your friend, riding down the mountain, riding up the walls, whatever. You can do it without thinking about it, because the subconscious is the one actually doing it. In a similar fashion, when you first began driving, how many of you were white-knuckled, got both feet on the gas and the brake, riding the brake, and you're all looking down right at the hood? No, okay. Yeah, you're all nervous because the conscious mind is having to think of all these things to do at the same time, until you do it enough, and then the subconscious says, okay, we got it from here. Now, that's why now you can be just hop in the car, you're driving along, oh yeah, having a conversation, sure, I can talk, driving with your knee, putting your makeup on in the mirror, no problem. All that while driving, because the conscious mind isn't the one doing it. It's the subconscious. Are we beginning to see here? Another example, I suppose, would be tying your shoe. Something as basic as that. When you first learn to tie your shoe, or when you're trying to teach your children to tie their shoe, you have to come up with little jingles and things to, okay, the rabbit goes around and through the hole and yada yada, and you have to think about it. until you do it enough, and then you just tie your shoe as you're talking to somebody and you're not even realizing that you're doing it. It's because it's the subconscious doing it. How many of you have been driving along in your car and then came to and realized, whoa, what has the last 5 miles been? I didn't even realize I was driving, huh? Because the subconscious was driving. The conscious mind was doing other things. So hopefully we are beginning to see the distinction between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Most of us, in the beginning, don't even realize that there is a distinction. And so this is the fundamental foundation of the process, is learning to see the difference. So, how does this knowledge pertain to behavior patterns? And more importantly, our conscious manipulation of the behavior patterns? By now, many of you are probably saying, okay, great, well, I understand, so let's just talk directly to the subconscious, and then we're good, right? It doesn't exactly work that way. It does in some ways, but it doesn't really. So, envision it this way. Okay, and I just came up with this analogy, but I think it's perfectly fitting. The subconscious mind is the mob boss sitting at the back of the room, calling all the shots. Okay. The conscious mind is the bodyguards at the door. They serve a very useful and necessary function, but they're definitely not calling the shots, that's for sure. So it is the job of the bodyguards to filter out all of the nonsense before it gets to the boss, in this analogy. Now, what do I mean when I say that the conscious mind is the bodyguards for the subconscious mob boss in the back of the room? I mean it like this. If you, meaning the conscious mind, had direct access to the subconscious, then whatever crazy little thoughts came into your mind about how you think your blood should be circulated, or how you think your food should be digested, or how often your heart should beat, any of those crazy little thoughts would go, if they had the line straight to the subconscious, would wreak havoc on the body. So, the nature has created it in a way that the conscious mind filters out all the nonsense, so that the really important things that the subconscious knows maintain their trajectory, their truth, so that they are safe. Think of it. You can't just walk right in and talk to the mob boss. Yeah? There's a system you gotta go through. There's other people you gotta go through first. So at this point, you might be thinking, well, great. That's just great. Now, if we got all these bodyguards of the conscious mind, how are we supposed to talk to the boss, the subconscious mind? I guess we just forget about it then. No, my friends. There actually is a way. In fact, there's 2 ways. Well, actually, there's a couple more, but there's primarily 2 ways. 2 ways to bypass the conscious mind and talk directly to the boss, the subconscious. One of them is by, we'll call it hypnosis. And this means anytime that the brain is in the theta brainwave state, also alpha, but mostly theta. When the brain is in a theta wave state, it's functioning on a lower frequency, and so things are going directly into the subconscious. When the brain is in the theta state, for example, the bodyguards, the conscious mind, are on break. We'll say it like that. The bodyguards are on break. And so whatever's happening is being absorbed straight into the subconscious. It's programming the subconscious that will then dictate your beliefs and yada yada, your actions and your circumstances. Now, it's very interesting to note that children spend the first 7 years of their life almost entirely in the theta wave state. They are just absorbing everything that is going on around them, going directly into programming their subconscious. That is why you don't have to teach a child the cultural norms of society, all the rules that we have in society, you don't really have to teach these to the kid. It just absorbs it. It just learns it. Words, it just absorbs. Behavior patterns, it just absorbs. So in essence, all this theta wave state, this hypnosis means is that the bodyguards are on break and you can talk directly to the boss, okay? Now, we're gonna delve much deeper into this avenue, this route, in future videos, okay? Much deeper. All kinds of good stuff coming at you with that. But for now, just know that that's one possibility. The other one, which is going to pertain to us here, now, and in the future couple videos, the other way, so the one is hypnosis, the other way to talk directly to the boss is repetition. So after we pass the age of 7 and 10 and we begin growing, the brain moves into a different wave state. It leaves the theta wave state, the hypnotic wave state. And so it becomes, that's why as you get older, it becomes more and more difficult to learn new things. And everyone's always trying to get their kids to learn to play instruments and learn all kinds of things when you're young, because it's easy and you're just absorbing it, because the brain is wired to absorb at that age. But as we get older, this gets more and more difficult. So really, unless we learn techniques of hypnosis and self-hypnosis, which we will in the future, but really the main way is through repetition, doing something over and over and over until the subconscious gets it. Now, this repetition works with physical things like riding the bike. Over and over you practice, tying the shoe, playing the guitar, the piano, over and over and over you practice, and then the subconscious gets it. So repetition works wonderfully well on physical things, but it works equally as well on mental things, such as beliefs and worldview. Say, do, think things something long enough, it will become a belief. And as we saw, belief then becomes emotion, action, yada yada. Religions have known this for thousands of years. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Om Namah Shiva, Om Namah Shiva. Namo Tase Bhagavatu Arahatu Samma Sambuddhase. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Muslims pray 5 times a day. See, all of these are repetitions. The religions, they've known that repetition is what creates belief. Yes, repetition is what creates belief. Okay, my friends, this is enough for this video, alright? This is enough. Digest this, watch it again if you have to, but this is the foundation. It's going to start to become a little bit rapid fire from here out, okay? We're really going somewhere, alright? And the point of this whole thing is to improve our mental state, to improve our habits, to elevate our consciousness, and to just have a better life for ourselves and for everyone around us, right? So, until next time, I want you to become aware of the times in your life when there is repetition. In particular, when there is repetitive thoughts, when there is repetitive things you are saying to yourself in your mind. Alright? That's the practice until the next video, is to become aware of repetition, both physically, but more important, mentally. What is being repeated in your mind? This is how we understand our beliefs, and we learn to manipulate all of them to our will and for the benefit of everyone. Till next time, my friends, success.